All right, guys, it's Saturday morning, and I wanted to make a video here on the German Bund and the action that we saw on Friday. And let me preface it by saying that once again, the Bund just captivates me how well it adheres to these principles, to the delta profile, to the order flow, to the filtering of the delta, and to the lines in the sand. The lines in the sand, if you're new, are the green and the blue and the pink, all these lines here. These are lines in the sand, and they're up on this chart before any of this price action even occurs. So we know ahead of time where there is potential, right? Now, this right here, this area with the green, the blue, the green, the blue, that was put in after we were above it, right? So that became a new point of interest area after all of this occurred, and that was based off of the filtering and the delta profile. But everything else you're going to see here is was there ahead of time, except this value area moved up too, this institutional value area. But there was just a red line here earlier in the session before this even opened. So we're talking about, we opened right here where all this positive delta is on this green right here. And we came down a couple ticks below where all those shorts have been put on. And the bears were able to, the bulls were able to not let the bears get control of this market. So we rallied up strongly. You notice also that we found support on 33, which is also key. We came right down to where we opened with all that positive delta. Remember, this was the open. So we came right down to where all that positive delta was and held. So the bulls defended the open. So then we went up, right? And we hit this area where all those longs have been put on. And as customarily the case, the bears tried to push it lower. They got it 6 or 7 ticks lower, but then the bulls got it back above that line in the sand. And look, once we got back above that line in the sand, we came right down to that green line in the sand where all those longs were and started to move higher again. So then we got up into this area and we started chopping around, right? Finally broke up through here, and that's when this area was formed. The green, the blue, the green, the blue. So now we moved all the way up, almost got to, remember that the pink is massive shorts. So we got about 2 ticks away from where all those massive shorts were put on and started to trickle down. But notice when we trickled down, where did we stop? We stopped right in this area that we had put on the chart back here. So we stopped right in that area, and here is another excellent setup. We stopped in that area. We came up about 2 ticks above that area, right to the 33. Came back down in the area, right back up to where the 33 is, just outside of this area, and could not get any follow through. That is bearish. That's bearish as hell. And there were 3 or 4 instances this week that I showed you that exact same setup that occurred in the Bund. So we sold off, right? We sold off again. Where did we stop? We stopped right where all those longs were put on, had a relatively strong rally as the bulls defended, and then started to trickle down, right? Got about 1 tick below this low, and then did the same thing we did up here, right? Where all those longs were, the longs were trying to defend it, but we got a couple ticks above there, could not get it any higher. Broke a little lower, came back up, could not get it any higher. That is bearish. So what ultimately happens? We finally break down. We come back up there again. We come back down, one tick lower, head fake. Look how this line was completely in play, this green line. And you can see how well it played out. And here's another thing. The hybrid opening range, which is the opening range that I use. It's my own version. Where did we come down to? We came down right to the hybrid opening range, went about 3 ticks below it, tested, and then moved higher once again. So this is why that hybrid opening range is a key thing to watch, because you'll find in any market it will come back to that area more times than not, and more times than not, it's a good place to pick it up. In this case, we were coming down into it, so you're looking for a spot to get long there, right? And this would have been your spot to get long when you came back down and couldn't get back into that opening range. But we came back up, right? Broke through this that had been giving us trouble, but really couldn't do anything. Chop, 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 chop. And now for the rest of the day, we just kind of chopped around and really couldn't do anything with that line. So this still remains a pivotal line in the sand for sure. We do have a new institutional value area down here, and I will go through and update all these lines, and I'll have that all set up for you guys for Monday's trading, or if you're in the States, it would be Sunday night at 2 a.m. But a really, really nice day in the BUND, and I love trading the BUND, man. I mean, it's not too fast, it's not too slow. It follows the delta profile and the order flow very nicely, and it's just a great instrument to trade. I know that if you're in the States, it's a little early in the morning. I mean, it opens at 2 a.m. Eastern time, but it's well worth getting up that early. I mean, shit, you can be done at before the U.S. market's even open. You can have your profit objective and be back in bed. So it's not all that bad. But I just wanted to go over that. The primary focus of this was not only all those setups that we had during the course of the day, but the fact that we came all the way back to this hybrid opening range and then moved higher. So that's definitely something that you want to take away from this. All right, this video has gone over my time allotment, and my grandson's going to be getting up in just a little bit, so Grampy's got to make some breakfast for him. All right, later.